Hey guys, how are you today? Happy Thursday, one more day to Friday. And I know I'm doing another live from my car, but we're just rocking with it because today's a little unpredictable. It's a little windy, and I don't want to go chasing my tarot cards down the street. But I hope you guys are well. I just meditated. I'm doing really well. Um, as me and Jessica have been talking about, it's been, we're going through our own shifts, our own uh, revelations and reflections and shifting, you know. So, things have been, there's been a beautiful journey happening. I'll say that, but it's not been easy at all times. But I know it's not easy for many of you either. And I'm blessed to have a strong foundation when it comes to my connection to my spirit. Hi, Chanel. So today I was just hoping that we could get on here and be a little silly, cut it up, just have a little bit of relief. Sometimes it can be really hard just to think about all the things that can and should be worked on, right? Sometimes it's rather powerful to just be silly. I've been missing you. It don't listen, you don't have to apologize for not being present. Life happens. Life happens. Yeah. Yeah, today's a little bit intense, but that's why I'm hoping we can just, be a little bit silly, do our thing, deliver some messages from the great divine. Thank you, Spirit. So let me go ahead and get started with my prayer, and then we're going to get into some readings. I'm going to kind of focus on maybe one or two of you guys that I feel really need a divine message that will also help other people. And oh yes, it's one of those days. You know, it's easy it's easy on this day to be very focused on what it is that you don't have, right? Or what it is that you wish was different. Impatience. But I digress. Guides, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, beings of love and light, those that walk with us, those that are divinely sent by God to help us reach our highest potential, help us fulfill our sacred hearts, and bring a balance and joy and a divine righteousness back to this planet. Thank you. Not back to this planet. Make it alive on this planet, more alive than it ever has been before. Please inspire those that are watching towards their highest potential, whether through the messages offered to me, through me, or otherwise. Allow those wandering souls, souls that are confused and not knowing who they are, allow them to be reminded one way or another so that they may be able to reach their highest potential. We ask that you protect this space from any distorting energies and or intentions. I ask that you help me maintain my energy and keep my energy aligned so I may sustain myself throughout this live and throughout this day. I only wish to receive information from the heavenly realms. And I thank you. I thank you for letting me and giving me the opportunity to do this. Thank you for this life and this path that you have laid out for me. Thank you for all the ways in which my life is now magical. Let us share this joy, expansion, wealth, and awareness with the collective. Amen. Hmm. I came up on here trying to be all like, let me just go ahead and get into my goofy, but yeah, I know y'all can feel it. It's not necessarily organic. There's been a lot of heavy, energetic heart chakra, solar plexus, throat chakra stuff. And I've done a meditation and I worked through it. As soon as I started my live, I already felt it coming back. Right? So I know you guys are feeling it too. But sometimes we need to, or we tend to put stories to the intense emotional charge that we are feeling. Right? So maybe we might feel anxious, or we might feel this, or we might feel that. And then we start to assign value as to why we're feeling that way, where that's coming from. But in all actuality, it's just a lack of balance. Spirit has been showing me the analogy of the chakra system as like all the parts of a car. There are way more chakras, than 7, right? Yeah. Let's just take a second. Take a conscious breath right now, okay? Let's do this. I'm going to play Jessica for a second, even though I could never do her justice. But I'm going to try this because I feel guided to do it, okay? Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it. Release. Feel all that new air collect in your heart chakra and collecting anything that is collective and releasing it on that exhale and that sound. Okay, 2 more times. Hold it. You might feel like your toes tingle. I felt like I was about to yawn and then I didn't, but it's gonna come. I can feel it. Did I do 3 times or did I do 2 times? Let me do it one more time. Sometimes I can be a little ADD with what I received spiritually, but I want to pull on a couple of things here, particularly like in you. So I want to directly kind of pick and choose. I know that sounds. I want to see who I feel called to. Deanna, are you here? I'm setting the intention that whoever I feel drawn to is going to bring some healing and awareness to everybody else that's watching. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you, Chanel. I'm so happy for you. All right. Deanna, are you still here? Oh, thank you, Kristen. Hi. Okay. Guides, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, beings of love and light, those that are walking with Deanna of God's loving embrace. Thank you. What messages do you have from Deanna as you are the ones walking with her and you deserve to be heard? Thank you. Hi, Ashley. Ashley. Oh, Ashley. Yeah, yeah. Everybody's got a theme song in my head. These cards are coming out a lot of the time, Deanna. Let's get a card to signify the energy. What are you wanting to bring? What are you wanting to bring to the awareness here for Deanna? I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, by the way. Deanna, there's something about you letting something go. I heard you may have been like a dog with a bone about something, whether it be like a relationship or a divorce or a separation, or what I'm feeling is just like walking away from some person, place, or thing. And with that, or not walking away, being walked away from. There's something about you coming into this new energy, this lighterness, this awareness of where you're going that is just like making you sort of change your approach. You're deciding that it's better to let it go. You're deciding that it's better to just let it flow. I don't need to fight this anymore. I don't need to fight you anymore. And therefore it's allowing you to finally step forward and receive this new beginning. There's something about you like calling a truce or ceasefire or like, it's not worth it. Oh, Dina, excuse me. Dina. We have a new start. Trust yourself. Push your fears aside and take a leap of faith. Whatever it is that you feel emotionally charged about being involved in, it's okay to tap out. It's okay to let another person come in and take this over if they want to. Or maybe that other person wants to just walk away and and let it be, let themselves move on too. Because what I'm getting, the good you do comes back to you. There are other people involved in this, by the way, is what they're telling me in spirit. An unexpected inflow of abundance, borrowing wisely or paying off a debt, sharing your wealth with others less fortunate. There's somebody else involved in this. There's somebody else attached in this situation that spirit is like, you're being selfless. Therefore, like, would you rather take would you rather involve yourself in whatever karma, Dina, this person is inviting you into? Or would you rather experience something different and let this person off the hook? You're signing up for better karma and good karma rather than the karma you're holding on to when you don't know how to let it go. And that's a beautiful lesson. It's a lesson that truly brings you into your new beginnings and makes you a non-target. It pulls you out of the drama. It makes it so that you're no longer being gravitationally pulled into that orbit anymore. I suddenly heard a Beastie Boys song of Let It Go and Let Yourself Flow and slow and low. That is the tempo. I love it. I love that. Dina, God bless you, darling. I'm glad I was able to read for you. I started this live all like I was gonna be all silly because I really want that energy. My inner child, my heart is hurting. Ask yourself, why is your heart hurting? I've come to the awareness that my heart is hurting because it feels constrained by all of the responsibility, right? Knowing that I have things I need to do and ways I need to be, taking chances and putting things out there in a different way, right? Experimenting, playing, being creative. I don't always get the opportunity to experiment as much because, well, we do. That's not true. But in reference to like other platforms and things like that, I haven't let myself because of my desire to be received, right? It always comes back to that. And when we acknowledge something and we clear it, then we move through spaces and we find ourselves in spaces where we can So somebody called me and it wouldn't stop buzzing and then it disconnected my microphone. But the flow that I was on was always wanting to be received, right? And a lot of times, and Jess was pointing this out yesterday, sometimes I get caught in form of structure and of feeling I even need a card. That I need cards to be able to deliver messages. I do them all the time. I do it all the time. It's who I am. It's who I am now, right? And I get all of these ideas to do these things or whatever, and some of them I'm able to accomplish and really, it really feeds my soul and it feeds my heart. But then there's a structure to even like, I was talking about the Squid Games a couple weeks ago. feeling like you have to play the game, feeling like you have to be in the game, feeling like you have to play the game in order to survive. And part of that game is balancing. And sometimes we have to go through life and we have responsibilities, and you know there's there's always going to be a spiritual path and solution to the highest timeline and release. But I'm also shining a light and acknowledging the fact that things don't always feel great. And right now things aren't feeling great. Now often there are very quick energetic solutions and tools that you can implement that you will be picking up as you ascend that can help you get there faster, right? You learn the terrain, you learn how to work with your own terrain and your own land and the acres that you own within yourself. But oftentimes it's not easy. So I'm acknowledging where my heart pain is in the collective energy right now, the whatever astrological stuff is going on, that within my heart, my inner child is feeling like it doesn't have space to be free. There's so many things that need to be taken care of. You know what I mean? There's so many ways in which I need to show up. And my masculine gets triggered. We have this strength, right? The strength card, Leo energy, and I just heard Lionsgate. And as I was meditating before, and as I was just sitting here and listening to a podcast earlier, it dawned on me that trees, they have a collective consciousness and they're very aware of their collective. They don't necessarily have ego. They don't have ego trips like we do. They don't have egos. And they're completely conscious in their own way, in a way that's intensely powerful and communicative. They're singing to me now, and they were completely quiet, and now the wind is blowing, and they're making all of these tree in the wind sounds, chimes of nature and Gaia. I'm learning more and more how to embody my authentic self and flow with what my soul wants to deliver. And I'll be honest with you guys, and this is probably one of the most honest things that I've uncovered, is that part of me has been appeasing you. And not necessarily you in general, if you're sitting there thinking me. I'm talking about those who come to me, those who receive readings from me, those who are needing some kind of guidance. And my heart is tired of it. My heart is exhausted. I give so much of myself, and I don't allow myself to receive. Oftentimes I don't on a core level struggle with my worth. And I hope that even in a small way, my getting up and continuing to push and fight and move through this and make sense of all of this and bring my gifts and all that I have to offer to the table, it'll help you in some way. It'll be even a small part of your ascension. That drives me. That moves me through all of this. That gives me purpose. And I know that I'm wonderful at what I do. I really am. But these energies, they're intense. Yes. Ashley, thank you. That means a lot. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm not trying to say, listen, I'm just trying to let you guys in a little bit, because letting you guys in helps you understand, like, the relatability is really what's going to empower anyone, right? It doesn't mean that I'm not having wonderful, amazing, soul-feeding experiences. It just means that there are things that I can't sit here and pretend I still am transmuting and overcoming, right? And it feels like a never-ending story. It's really hard when you're trying to change something for a really long time, and you go through your processes of it. And right, for me, the Queen of Pentacles, trust in myself to maintain and build my wealth and be able to manage myself throughout this entire journey, throughout this entire trip. For you, it's for all of you, it's something different. For Ashley, it's you feeling like you can be a stable rock. The same way your mom was a rock for you, can you be that? Right? I'm hearing in my head, like, am I too selfish? Right? So are you questioning your ability to step outside of yourself to care for this child? Right? Are these not necessarily things that are clouding your judgment now, but are these things that sort of lurk in the background? And when you find yourself in a space where you're feeling triggered, they're going to come for you. That sounds dramatic. They're going to cloud over you like a storm cloud on a sunny day. Make things gloomy for you, make you question, make you constantly in your head. Right? This is all, and I've been talking about this for so long. Not that means anything, but this is all Stockholm syndrome of the matrix, of the programming, of everything. I have been single so long, I will be fine. Just a bad day, then it will probably, but need to fight it. Yeah, it's not about fighting. It's not fighting anything. It's about acceptance. Are we able to accept where we are? Are we able to give love and light to ourselves? And that can sound so, love and light, all these words, all these terms in spiritual community, they can take on their own life. But what does it mean to you? Bring it back to the basics. What does love mean? And what does light mean? Clarity, right? Safety and clarity, warmth and perception. Good. It's tough when you're dealing with your healing and also handling the collective energies. Yeah. Oh my God, you have no idea. And me being on this journey, one thing that I will have to say is that I'm constantly moving through all types of different collective energy wherever I go. And gas is so expensive, you know what I mean? Like, and, gas is so expensive that it's basically, I really am choosing this life because it's basically turning out to be exactly how much it would be if I was paying rent somewhere, right? Gay the prey away. Psychic vampire, you are not feeding on me today. I say that playfully because you're a vampire. A time of great joy and success, brilliant epiphanies that lead to magical opportunities, plans that work out perfectly, gratitude to the divine. There's something big coming. This came up yesterday. Like there's relief coming. There's an answer coming, right? There is a reverberation of all of the things that we've been doing is coming. And so often in the past, we have had expectations about what we were promised was going to come, or other people didn't fill in those promises, right? Me and Jess were talking about the frequency of the term or the saying, too good to be true. If it's too good to be true, then it's too good to be true, right? Hi, Zayd. And we have the moon. Listen to your intuition. Pay attention to signs from the divine. Unnecessary worry. Let go of your fears. Revelations that will make everything clear. If anybody wants a personalized reading where I answer a question or whatnot, feel free to donate. That information's in the description box and in the pinned comment. And I'll be clear with you, even though I have zero expectation. I could use it. I could use the help. And it's been a journey for me to even admit that. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pick whoever I feel guided towards, and I'm grateful for you guys that are here anyway. And I'm grateful for all of you that have helped me and supported me in all the ways you have. Okay? Yes, thank you. Like the video. Especially if you're on Facebook. It helps with the algorithm. I mean, YouTube. Mm-hmm. And it feels like for me, I'm constantly doing energy work throughout the day, breaking it up. And like if I'm doing a reading, I have to constantly do energy work. Like I'm learning how to maintain myself on a whole other level. And that's another reason to be grateful for this journey. Right? But let's see Dark Fairy. Let's see Chanel. Chanel, let's see what you're going through. Okay, Ashley. I'll do my best. Thank you, and I appreciate you. Dark Fairy. Let's see. Chanel. Guides, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, beings of love and light, those that are walking with Chanel, those that are walking with her in God's loving embrace, we call upon you at this time. What messages do you have for her, as you are the ones communicating with her? You understand her and you deserve to be heard. What do you have to say for Miss Chanel? Make a choice. Stop procrastinating or overanalyzing. Get clear about what you desire and move forward. Too many options and addictions. So often we understand what it is that we want, right? Well, really, what it is we understand what it is that we don't want. We understand what it is that we are not willing to compromise on, what it is that we do not want. What am I getting at here? Thank you, Spirit. Chanel, you've moved through the situation, and what I'm getting is like you have sort of like seen the light. You see a way out of a nasty situation. Thank you, Ashley. Um, but you just are aware that you don't want it in your life. Now, Spirit is saying, like, okay, so now what do you want, right? What is it that you want? Start, you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to go crazy. Like, you don't have to, you know, don't jump to winning the lottery, right? The Spirit is saying, like, yo, what do you want? What do you want for your life right now? If you could have, like, anything reasonable, right? It doesn't even have to be reasonable, but I'm just saying reasonable because that's from your point of attraction. That's what you are closest to believing yourself worthy of receiving, right? Exactly. And sometimes we claim it. Oh, this relationship, and so I want to be out of it. It's so abusive, and yada 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 blah, right? And it's like, okay, cool. So like, so then, great. So then, like, you're in it right now. So like, if you made a decision that you're going to leave it, what is the plan? What is the plan? You have to make a plan so that the universe understands what your desire is. Otherwise, you're going to be unconsciously manifesting again, and then thinking you didn't get anything that you wanted more or better because you don't deserve it. When in reality, it's because you didn't ask for it or give attention to it. Right? Now's the time to show yourself that you do deserve things. Let God show you what you deserve by asking and letting yourself receive. You've been through enough, and you have little ones. They have their own karma. So they're helping too. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, enjoy the fruits of your labor. You've worked hard. You've worked hard to free yourself from the dungeons you have lived in. You have freed yourself from that abuse, from all the abuse you experienced, the haunting demons of your past. And I don't mean literal in that sense. This is you. This could be you. If you could get out of your own head and let yourself receive that. And listen, they're telling me this is for a lot of us, right? You know what you don't want. You're very focused on what you don't want. This is what I feel like this is a big thing. It's kind of feeling very resonant to me too, right? Focus on what you don't want. Meanwhile, they're like, you've been dancing with us in step. You didn't miss a step. You didn't miss a beat. Cool, right? News worth celebrating, joyful announcements like engagements, weddings, pregnancies, or graduations. A time for gratitude, close communities, or chosen families. These are 5 things that I've been trying to manifest for 3 years. Absolutely, but trying. Shoshina, you can see if I feel drawn to you, or you can donate to the pinned comment, whatever you feel drawn to donate, whatever you feel right for. Is that's how I'm doing things. I used to have a minimum, but that's out the window now. Okay. Whatever feels right to you, darling. All right, Ashley, what are your questions? What are your questions? Nah, nah, nah. Get your booty on the floor tonight. Make my day. Thank you, Sumi. Uh, I know, baby first, but for me is losing it in. Hold on, wait, hold on. You're so welcome. Okay, let me read this. Let me read this properly. I would like to know when I'm getting my dog, I know baby first, but part of me is losing it inside without a dog. Might be hormones. I know and any details, if pup or adult, etc., and breed. Guessing why it took so long to get over the stuff. Okay, darling. So Ashley, Miss Ashley would like to know, Spirit. Ashley would like to know about her next dog. She's donated in kind and allow whatever divine messages can come through within the question asked, darling. Ashley's so confused because she thinks that I'm her cousin or something, darling. She's like, oh my god, the accent is uncanny. Hi, Mumsy. My Mumsy's in the room, darling. Alright, darling. So this is what I have for you, darling. What I'm getting, darling, is that your son or your child, I'm getting it's a son, is going to be very low. They're not necessarily going to be overactive, darling. They're going to be very shy, timid, and withdrawn, darling. So they're the perfect child to have a dog with. But you're going to want to wait, darling, until the child is old enough to appreciate it, darling. Because there's going to be an overlap in time in the terrible twos, darling, when he's pulling and grabbing, darling. And you want to make sure that he's maybe around 2 years old, darling. But you can always take him to the dog park. You can always take him to the dog park, darling, and you can hang out with other people's dogs, darling. I don't think you're going to be lacking any love, darling, with this baby, darling. It's going to take up all your time. And I know you don't want to hear that, darling, but I am hearing that you are going out into the world. There's a lot of other things and interests that are going to be taking up your time and attention. And you're always going to have a place in your heart for a dog. And when you're ready, Spirit is going to bring it into your life, darling. But I am telling you, whatever dog you're going to have next is going to be bound to your child, darling. And when I say bound, I mean it's like a soul friend, darling. Look at the butterfly on his shoulder. It is not a mistake. It is real. It is his spirit animal, darling. I'm tired of that accent now. But let us keep going. Let us keep going. I want to keep going. Shoshina, yes, you can ask about health, but that doesn't necessarily. Yes, actually, Jennifer, I love doing past life stuff, and dream interpretation readings are some of my favorite readings to give. And that's great, Ashley, but that's going to be taking up your time too, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. Whatever it is that you're going to do is going to be taking up your time. You're over here, it is because of the hormones, it is because you got time on your hands. It's not going to be a huge issue that you don't have a dog yet because you're going to be soaking in the glory of having a child. And after that passes, then you're going to be like, oh, cool. Like, my child is 3 and like, or 2 or whatever. Like, we can handle this. And then the perfect dog just kind of happens to come along. Awesome. Thank you, Jennifer. All I said to say, get your booty on the floor tonight. Make my day. All right. Well, I'm going to have to work with the beings in the Akashic Records for that one. So that might take a little bit of a second. But I want to see what else comes out for Ashley for a second. If anything else wants to come out since she donated, darling. Psychic Vampire, if you really want a reading, darling, you're welcome to donate. I believe you said your name was Zane. I like it. I like it a lot. Let me find out that I'm wrong. You told me your name, Zane. I was right. See, good memory. Thank you, Jennifer. Ashley. Ashley. Ashley, you seem to be overwhelmed. Overwhelmed by everything, all the ground that you have to cover in such a short amount of time. They're saying, trust yourself, trust where you are. You're not going to be completely there by the time this baby comes. I don't know if you've developed a belief that it's like, I have to fix myself before the baby comes. You're already on the right path in terms of that. Like, you're already in a good place. We'll cast magic for a free reading, darling. My life is magical. My life is magical, but I will see what comes up for you after I do this one. I'll pull a quick card for you, since you've been here a few times and I don't really feel like I read you too much. Okay. Conflicts with others caused by opposing opinions. Walk away from drama, unless the situation is really worth your time. Then stand up for yourself. Very ambitious people. Yes, yes. That's a really good point, Sumi. Um, you're right. Honestly, it's true. Because you have a whole other layer. You have hormones. You have a being that's sucking the nutrition out of your blood, and um, I'm not being very supportive right now. um, it takes a lot out of your body. I know, but there's a part of you that sometimes, and this is something that no, no, this is something that happens to me a lot, or happened to me, and happens to a lot of people when you may go through trauma when you're younger, or things happen, or you are bullied or whatever. You tend to have a different persona than what your heart is really saying, right? Your mind is speaking the show. So you're even telling me right now, yes, you can ask 2 questions if it's a donation. um Ashley, this, how do I put this for you? It's like, you are not really with people that when they are going through a lot, or they feel a lot of heaviness, or they don't feel the greatest, and they walk around and they're smiling all the time, and they're not really letting you in. That's kind of you. That's kind of what I'm feeling for you. In Cosmic Mirror, I love your name. God bless you, and thank you for joining us. I have a couple of donated readings I'm doing. If you want to donate for a reading, or you just want to wait, then I will get to you, okay? All right. Or wait, and if I feel drawn to you. I gotta stop speaking on autopilot sometimes, guys. It's not necessarily head in the clouds. It's just you're so used to wanting to tell a better story, so you do. It's like people that are living in very, very, very upsetting situations, but whenever you ask them how they're doing, and like they're always like, "No, it's, oh my god, it's so amazing," and like this, and like you can tell that they're embellishing and adding, because they just, it's not that they want to lie, but it's that they don't want to live with the reality of what they're living in. So for you, Ashley, I want you to really connect with how you feel. How do you feel? Because soon it's going to be about you and this child, and there's an opportunity here for you to really release a lot of trapped emotions, so that you don't have to. There's a numbing mechanism you have, and it has to do with bullying. It has to do with past bullying. This is what Spirit is saying. There's a lot of bullying in your past. Cruel, cruel bullying. Stuff that you don't even remember. Some things you don't even remember. Family too. And I'm so sorry you went through that. But this is also affecting your ability to be lighter, to be happier. You know. So I pray you a expansive and glorious journey with that healing. Okay. And God bless you, and thank you for donating. You are Florida vampire. Nice. Okay, let's see. Zane, what does Zane need to hear today? Guides, angels, ancestors. No energy harvesting happening here. Oh, you're so welcome, Ashley. You are so welcome, darling. If we're going to do a reading on a vampire, then we're going to talk like a vampire. You're not going to be successful, okay? You think you're funny. I don't know. I don't know what this is. I don't want to be biased because I feel the name is speaking other things. Yeah. Yep. Okay. The name is a subconscious calling to something, and there's no judgment. You know, I don't believe I'm any better than you. However, okay. Thank you. Just be patient, darlings. I'm going to get through it all. Victory, but in the reverse. Wise choices that bring public recognition, right? Promotion and reward or scholarship. There's something about you operating in an unethical way. It is not too late. There's nothing wrong with particular aspects of the way you practice, but it's the energy you hold and the way you have kind of crossed. You listen, you've been laughing, right? And this is an interesting reading. I'm sorry. Listen, I have to let it out and I do. You think it's funny. There's something about you that think I just keep hearing you think it's funny, right? Whatever it is that you do, just acknowledge when a karmic lesson comes around. It's not coming around to punish you, it's coming around to give you that understanding, right? You have, careful with my words, they're saying, you have a lot of healing that's being invited in, and things can really dramatically turn for you in a more holistic, more organic direction. There's something about you trying to force things or taking control or manipulation, right? And we've all been there, but unfortunately, this is like, I don't know why, but spirit feels the need to air some laundry right now. And it's happening for the sake of your benefit. Okay, you're going down, you're being rerouted, you're going down the wrong path. Okay, and it doesn't necessarily have to be with the beings, whatever that means, that you're connected to, and whatever it is that that means to you. Okay, but it has to do with you and your soul and your journey. Okay, your ability to release yourself of certain karma and things that you misunderstood, right? There's a lot here that you have been forfeiting, right? And it started with abuse, right? And I'm just gonna let this be. You're not in a you're There's nothing wrong necessarily with you, but it's your choices and it's the things that you've done that you need to learn from, because it's creating your future. Sometimes when we step into the spiritual field or start opening up our knowledge, it's very pivotal who it is that we seek our guidance and our knowledge from. And it's not about me being better or worse than anybody else, but it's about who it is that they're connecting to. This is why when I pray, you're able to hear what it is that I'm praying for and who it is that I'm connecting to. And there's no necessary there's it's yin and yang, right? But sometimes, regardless of what side or what place in your own spiritual, yeah, the lust spells you've cast, it's coming, and like there's you're gonna come to a dry spell, a stop. Think about it as like, rain not coming for months for you. You know what I mean? Until you're able to learn and go through the healing and clear, right? These are not things that you should be putting on people. And you know what? I've been on the other end of those types of spells. I'm telling you, my friend. You're not my friend. Shh. Shit can be confusing sometimes when spirit reveals something. When spirit really reveals. I had to block. Moving on. I said what I had to say. Some people play games. And people, it's not always people that are interested in guidance that are coming on here. Sometimes it's people that his name said it all. He's psychic vampire, right? I'm over here giving them the benefit of the doubt live after live. Now realizing. Anywho. So next up, we have talk about trust your intuition. Thank you, Spirit. So let me check my. So Jennifer is next. Jennifer, you wanted a past life reading, so I'm going to specifically angle my prayer in that way, or direct my prayer in that way. Guides, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, beings of love and light, please connect me into the Akashic records or even Jennifer's guides so that we may illuminate aspects, a story of a past life that is prevalently playing out in what she's working through now. Elise, it's more about like, you know, you're coming here and you're talking and you're giving me the energy like you are here to be a part of this, right? But you're not actually contributing. And then now Spirit is showing me all the things that you're doing and the way your energy is affecting us. No, I'm not dealing with that. Hi, Jackie. Jackie. That's not something I had thought about asking, but something I think about. I just saw a beheading. Oh, and that's so funny because I saw a beheading and I look at these cards. No way. There's somewhat of a sister, and this is feeling like a Roman. I'm seeing like what feels like the end of the medieval era. The clothes are a little more bright, and it feels Roman. The clothes are a little more bright. I'm seeing like dresses, big puffy dresses, and they have like gold trimming, right? I'm seeing flashes of you and a sister, right, not getting along, or like another woman, or you're both like you're like women that are like young women who are like potential wives, right? And you're all vying for similar attention, but you and her have a connection, whether you're sisters or something. There's something about her relationship with you in this life, right? She ended up getting him. You ended up having actually a much more fulfilling life back then than you would have had if you married him, right? But you had responsibilities, right? You married beneath your expected cast, right? It wasn't necessarily you were dating somebody who was like at the bottom of the class system, or a very poor person, but you were dating somebody who might have been unconditional. You guys were very much in love. She was jealous, and even though she got what she wanted over you, her marriage and her situation was much more constrained. She always had people breathing down her neck. She could never be free. She would literally look out and watch you on whatever grounds this is, because I feel like you would live in the same grounds. You would live in the same place. Like you would live in the castle or whatever. You know what I mean? There was something that she was able to get you for that led to your death. There's something about this in your fear. This person is in your life now. I am well today. Happy Thursday. This is a deep betrayal by somebody who you thought you loved. And this is something I want to get more information on who this person is in your life now. This person in your life is most likely an air sign. She is behind it. She is behind the passing and the death. Because you were able to have a son and she was never able to provide a son. She was never able to provide a son. So maybe you could even look into queens that weren't able to produce sons. And then if any of those people look familiar, then look at all the pictures and documents around that person, and you might find who you were. But it's not that important. What's important is understanding how the karma still is here, right? What is going on with that karma? You loved your kingdom, and you loved your king. You believed in it. You didn't realize that your life was so much freer and better than hers, because from the outside looking in, it was her life was better. And it feels like you were like one of her maids, or not maids, like you didn't look after her, but you were like taking you were like her company. Like you would be her company. You still wore nice clothes. There's a truck that's driving by that says 44. A Duchess. Okay, a Duchess. I felt like you were able to kind of live a free life where you kind of got to do what you want. And there's something about your favor with the kingdom that allowed you to sort of like be kind of free, and like people understood that you kind of like spoke out in your own way. You know what I mean? And like you were kind of given liberties that other women around you weren't given. And it's kind of rare, it feels like. But it feels like it was like all of that love and that whatever, it all turned the minute that she was able to turn them, or the minute that you did something that made her upset. You had a son, right? Or even was your son. No, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. So this might be as deep, and honestly, this just popped in, and it feels very specific, but I'm going to share it. There might even be something about your child being taken from you and you passing, right? You giving birth, and then all of a sudden you don't wake up, and then I don't know, like, and then this child is passed off as the next heir. I don't know. I don't know. There's something weird about your child, and like trauma around that, trauma around your child, um, trauma around you not maybe being able to raise your child. Hi, Sand Dancer. All right. I would love for you to explore that, and I can't wait to hear what you discover. Go into your meditations and tune into that life. The Carib. Macarob, 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 Macarob. Does that resonate with you, Jennifer? Do you feel a deep knowing in a sense? Because that is affecting you now. How is it affecting her now? It's affecting you because you don't let things move in a way that feels good, or like you struggle to let yourself move because you feel like the other shoe is going to drop. You feel like out of nowhere everything is going to change and everything is just going to go sour. This is not the life where that's supposed to happen. Ashley, darling. It's okay. Who else is here waiting for a donation? Sumi. Sumi, do you have any questions, darling? Shumi and Shoshina. Yes. Let me get to Shumi. Let me go in order. Let me go in order. I know that I died as a young child in a past life. I'm struggling with trying to keep a steady life and have fear surrounding my son's father would ever take me to court. That could relate, yeah. But I have patience. I am just listening. Oh, you have patience, yes. Awesome. Okay. Guides, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, clear that energy, everything that I just read. Allow messages and guidance to come through in reference to Sumi and the divorce. Please connect into her guides, angels, ancestors, and allow them to dictate the messages as they are the ones walking with her in God's loving embrace. They deserve to be heard. Thank you. No divorce? Oh, nothing about divorce. Gotcha. Excuse me. Take that all back, Divine. Nothing about the divorce, just about her spiritual growth. Yeah. I don't think I've ever read too much about your divorce. Yeah, there's something about you not having to juggle two identities anymore that is serving you right now, Sumi. There's something about you not juggling the two identities of the two, like of the spiritual and the cultural aspect, back and forth, right? Having to navigate the different spaces you're in. There's something about you standing in the truth of who you are that's allowing other people to see you clearly and give you the respect you deserve, right? And it's about to come in, right? Because you're tired. You have been tired of having to carry things on, waiting for things to get better or waiting for like the situation just to kind of shift and evolve, you know. But I do feel here that you are finally breaking free. And it's not just to do with your, spirit is saying, yeah, we're going to talk about your divorce, but we're not going to talk about the divorce itself. We're going to talk about the energy that it is leading into, all of the energy that you're about to step into because of all of this, right? I do feel here that someone that admires you, maybe you haven't spoken to in quite some time. Hi, Stephanie. This person is stepping up to kind of help you. There's somebody who's trying to give you some help, and it's a male. It might even be a relative. Somebody who you thought like didn't really see eye to eye with you, but they have a respect for you, and they're like, listen, I'm not going to let you struggle this way, right? I got you. Whether it's like, I'm not going to, like, I'm going to spend time with you. I'm going to make you feel appreciated. Oh, somebody's revealing themselves to you. And this is somebody who you might have forgotten about. Somebody's like, hey, I've been watching. I'm here. Yeah, this is good karma. You have good karma coming back to you, darling. Romantically, as in support. Spirit is sending you support. Trust that. Oh my God, no way. I looked up Macaw. I don't even remember what I said. Gaelic meaning son of Kaba, mind blown. And another life I lived in a castle in Scottish Highlands and was very religious, and my husband was a swordsmaker. Wow. Wow. Am I talking about A? Who's A? What's A, huh? I'm talking about somebody really stepping up here to help you out, because you're kind of looking at life and you're like, well, I have faith, but I have to figure this out. I have to figure out what's next, and I'm just trying to go with the flow here. And there's more life being invited into your life, but part of you is kind of keeping it from pushing it or keeping it from coming in. You have a struggle with receiving, right? Focus on opening your heart to receive at this time, Sumi. I promise you, it's going to make you prepared to receive some marvelous gifts that have been prepared by God, by the divine for you, based on your work, and all you have to do is align to them. That's it. Yep. What am I see? This is all about moving forward with the heart. That's literally like focusing on your heart and the ability to receive. That's what I'm saying. Someone is coming to support you. Somebody's stepping up to say, we're not going to let you go down like this. We're not going to let you go unprotected. This feels like a sibling, but I could be wrong. This is like somebody who you maybe forgot about or don't always see eye to eye with, and they're like coming through to show you, like, listen, we may fight, but I got your back. Or, I know you never see me, but I'm here. It's like this, like, you didn't expect me, but I'm here. And like, now what are we going to do? How do we do this? Let's do it. You know? But you need to be able to receive that, because you might be in reaction. Because right now, I think you've lost a lot of faith. And I think that you tend to kind of like feel overwhelmed by the transits and the energy, right? And spirit is saying, like, this is just going to be another time where we have set something out for you to give you relief or give you something, and you have pushed it away. And now this is a time where you're finally going to let yourself receive it, because we have been coming through with solutions and paths and doorways and ways for you to find happiness. We are finding ways in which we want to answer your prayers, but you have been blocked off in many ways, or you have been afraid to receive, or you have made stories about these things and stories about why other things are better choices. You will see. You will see, Sumi. Work on your heart stuff. Learn how to receive. You're going to be taken care of. You can't fit. You listen, your mind is not meant to understand how it's going to work. Ease your mind. Do the best you can to ease your mind, because your mind is your number one enemy right now. Forgive me. It take 3 months to get my sons back and 6 months for a divorce. I'm already in 5 years of separation with this. Yep. Mm-hmm. You're in separation, but at this point, I think consider that somebody's been wanting to help you this whole time, and the reason they haven't shown up yet is because you are not open to receive, so therefore they don't have the impulse to offer. You have been pushing someone away who you may not see eye to eye with, or you've been pushing a new person from coming into your life because you still have trust issues when it comes to men, right? This is all like, things are at a standstill usually, and there's always a responsibility we can take for that. When things are at a standstill, you've been in a 5-year separation and things haven't moved, there's a part of you that can take claim and ownership of that. Doesn't mean that you take the responsibility away from him. It just means that you in some way are at a hold or a standstill. There's something that you can, not that you haven't grown, but that what it is that you're doing may not be working. Or maybe there's some elements of what you're doing that aren't working, which is really what I'm getting at. I think you got what you needed to hear. Thank you for donating. It means a lot. Moving forward. And thank you for receiving the divine message. Okay, so what is your question, Shoshina? What is your question, darling? Well, absolutely, but you've learned to grow in every way but the way that allows you to receive something new. Find it. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot, Shoshina. Pick one. Pick one. Okay, thank you. I didn't see. Okay, so if you sent more, where did you send it, darling? Because I got your 5. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so let's start with finances. Guides, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, beings of love and light. Please, of course, Sumi. We love having you here. Me and Jess and Spirit. I love your energy and I love your enthusiasm. You sent 2 5s. Gotcha. That's what you meant to say. What does Shoshina need to hear about her finances? Where is her abundance frequency? I love you too, Sumi. Thank you. Thank you, darling. I receive your love and I give it back in return, darling. Ooh. Okay, so what I'm getting here is that you are going to live an abundant life. Right now, it's just not that time. There's a lot of things that you want from a superficial place, Shoshina, or things that you want to be able to prove things to other people, and therefore you're not going to be able. Rafi, don't. No, no, no. There are a lot of things that you're wanting from a superficial place, is what I'm hearing. But you have a lot of the way you express or the messages that you share or what it is that you feel strongly about. It's very important. The way you write, the way you speak, the way you sing, something about your communication is very important to the money that's coming in for you. They're saying be careful, be wary of what it is that you're saying, because you're trying to figure out how you can switch a situation. You're trying to figure out how you can move things from one thing to another. You're trying to figure out how to flow, like in a different way. Make money. Maybe get a new place to stay in. Maybe work at a different place. Maybe make a little more money. But you're trying to do it for. It's like what the reasons are a little bit wrong, and the way you speak about it is a little wonky. So they're saying yes, you can be successful, but you just have to readjust. Yourself, because you're trying to prove to others, and really it's about healing yourself, um, so that you can be able to feel good about what it is that you do and bring in that money. You know what I'm saying? And feel good about that. But right now, it's more about you. They want you to be clear about what it is that you're communicating, what it is that you say you want, why you want it, and just completely just come back to the drawing board and just be clear. You know what? I think it would be really great for me to have a space that is closer to this location, or I would really love a job that's more like this, or I would love to get this amount of money every week, or this amount of, and don't do it for the sake of like wanting to be flashy. Just like what would be comfortable for you to receive, and just go with that, because they're saying right now you're not in the alignment to receive it, but you are being sent. They are guiding you on a path for you to realize it, and part of that path was you coming here, right? You asking about it. No, no. Listen, I love the validation. Thank you, Jennifer. Not many people come back and tell me. Thank you. Wow, girl, you did the research and that was fast. You came back while I was still on the live. Shit. Let's see. Let's see. Love life. Oh wait, you said and when. Love life. Let's see. What's going on with love life for Shoshina? Shoshina, my darling, you finally feel seen, loved, and accepted, and happy with someone, right? But I do feel like in your past, You were cheated on. You were like played as a fool. So it's hard for you to trust. But this person feels warm. Whoever this person is. Wow. Well, Jennifer, it's not necessarily blood related. Our past lives are not necessarily blood related. A lot of times they're not. So it doesn't necessarily have to be blood, but it's there's always going to be some kind of connection in the blood that helps you, that is connected to that. Okay. Insights that come from meditation, the need to rest your mind. You're so overstimulated and overdone by everything that's going on, Shoshina, that you don't realize something. There's something that's growing beautifully in front of you. Um, you broke free from that situation. You broke free. This could even be the far past, but whoever it is that you're with now, I mean, I'm confused because I'm kind of feeling like they're both the same person now. Hold on. Clarify it for me, Spirit. Clarify it for me, Spirit. Well, this is an X. There's somebody coming into your life. You don't know them yet. There's someone coming into your life. This person is going to be a breath of fresh air. This person is the person I've been talking about. And it's going to be hard for you to receive them because you have a hard time trusting. And the way they live their life and the way they do things can be triggering. But they're very secure in themselves. And they're not necessarily like your ideal type, but you're going to be very attracted to them. This feels like this must be an old soul or an old connection or somebody you must have known, and now that's now coming back into the picture again, because this feels like an old energy. So I can't necessarily pick up whether or not this is an old situation for you, like this has been going on, or if this is new. All I can say is that whatever it is that is in front of you that feels like a breath of fresh air, feels good, right? But you almost get more triggered when that happens because you feel like you're about to lose it. Are you still here? Are you guys still here? I don't know if I'm reading your comments, if I have to refresh the page. Okay. Yeah, you're being rewarded. And I think sometimes you can be detached. You can be detached. You can feel like who it is that you are is not anything that anybody wants to invest in. So you've had all different types of, situations and stuff go on. But now that there's something real in front of you, it's like the worst parts of you are going to start to come out. So you're going to be kind of questioning yourself and your worthiness. The spirit is saying like now is the time for you to work on that. It's an opportunity for you to get better so that you could actually receive. Listen, the theme of this live and all the readings have been the ability to receive love. I'm telling you, happily ever after. This doesn't mean that it's not going to be difficulties, but it means that it's everything that you could have ever asked for. Hi, Shauna. Long time no see, darling. Let's see. You said health. Is there anything we can pick up for health? Listen, disclaimer, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. Okay, I do not assume any responsibility for anything. Your doctor is number one. I'm asking the question, could this guy be Randall? and they're not giving me an answer. It's not for you to know yet. All you need to do is work on yourself. You trying to figure out what it is, you trying to understand it, is also you trying to protect yourself. I'm not saying that to cover my ass. Trust me, I don't really mind. I'm learning that I work for the divine and not for all of you. I'm here to serve you through the divine. But if they are telling me that it's not going to work out for them to tell me, and they're not going to tell me, they're not going to tell me. Children, yes, you are going to have children. I'm seeing 2. But that is also within free will. It's also how many you want to have, right? There's also a lot of choices that you need to make moving forward. They're going to be your choices. But I'm seeing energetically there is a soul contract with 2, and you could potentially do more, right? They're saying, just do twins run in the family? Health. That was part of health. Okay. You made some kind of change to your diet or to your health or whatever. There's something that you're going to learn. It's like either you make, okay, this message is a little bit, it's one of 2 things. It's either or, this or that. It's either you change something about your diet and you're feeling more vital, you're feeling more strong, or the other side of it is you find out you're allergic to something, remove it from your diet and feel better. Yes, it does, or no, it doesn't. I'm guessing you mean no, it doesn't. I just saw twins, so they might be very close. Negative thoughts manifest into real challenges, fear surrounding money, reach out to others for assistance, poor timing. Listen, you need help. You need support. You need emotion. There's a lot of emotional clearing from the past that needs to happen. Because it makes you feel like you don't deserve. It makes you feel like questioning, like, is this thing for me? Do I deserve this? Can I have this? Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm seeing it for sure. All right. God bless you, darling, and thank you. I think that concludes all the readings. And I'm going to go grab myself some food before it gets too late for dinner. God bless you guys. I leave you in your divine light of the divine creator, and I'll see you guys most likely tonight.